Cheers, everyone.
Claire, are you drinking out of a measuring cup?
Yes, I have not done dishes. I've been playing Fight
It
Test
was
Fight.
Welcome, everyone, to our reunion show. Claire, congratulations again on winning the season. Andres and Noah, also bravo for making it all the way to the end of this game. I'm going to reveal the vote. So the vote came down to 7-2. So if you voted for Claire, just raise your hand real quick. And then the two people who voted for Andres, raise your hands. I'm even surprised by the vote. It seemed like talking to the jury, it was not going to be Claire. It was anybody but Claire at some point. I heard an ABC acronym.
I'm following my ABCs. Anyone but Claire.
I will not be voting for Claire to win under any circumstances.
I'd literally chop my right arm off before voting for Claire, but everybody else, I mean, they could make a case.
What changed? What flipped? I mean, I guess there's no better person to throw it to than Tegan.
Look, at the end of the day, even I'm a little surprised because I 100% walked in to this night, and everybody knows this. I was the number one. I will never vote for Claire. But look, when it came down to it at the end here, after hearing everything that was said and just reflecting on the game, I was like, I really do have so much respect for the way that Claire so unapologetically dominated the competition. I 100% think she played the smartest, the fiercest, and best game of anybody. And so, even if it hurt my own feelings to be eliminated in that way, I couldn't not give her my vote at the end because I feel like she totally deserved it. And so, Claire, hats off to you. Shout out, you genuinely convinced me, actually. So I had to do what had to be done.
So had it been Noah and Andres instead of Claire and Andres, raise your hand if you were voting for Noah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And raise your hand if you were voting for Andres. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would have been close. And, with speeches that could have shifted a little bit. Noah, how does it feel to know, you were a competition away from possibly being able to take the title?
If anything, it makes me feel like I put up a damn good fight. And these were people that I was proud to be in the top 3 with. They all played a hell of a game. They always say, third place is a place to feel good about because it means that whoever was against you didn't feel like they could compete against you in the end. So regardless of whether or not that was true, I'm going to choose to believe it for my own ego and sense of self-worth. But no, it means a lot to be at the end here, and I had a blast. I thought this was a fucking great time.
Not everyone voted for Claire. CJ and Anna were the 2 votes for Andres. What sold you for Andres?
Just based on my game, Andres was pretty loyal to me, and up front, he told me who was voting against me, and he campaigned for me to stay in the game. I feel very close to him, and I really wanted to see him win.
I didn't work with Andres at all in this game. I don't think we ever played together. We may have been in one group chat at one point. Rather than say I was won over, it was more of a spite vote just because the whole lying to my face thing. And similarly, that's why I wouldn't have voted for Noah either, just because he lied to my face.
CJ, to be completely honest, that vote was flipped literally within 0.5 seconds of returning to the Zoom call. When I spoke to you, Andy was going to be leaving. And so I do apologize for that miscommunication. But when I spoke to you, the plan was absolutely not to vote in your favor at all.
CJ, you can sense bullshit like nobody I've ever met in my entire life. It's actually an amazing skill. I think if you had been in the game for all that time before you came back, things would have been different. When I talked to you, I felt genuinely scared because you just could fucking tell when people were bullshitting you and you didn't take it. And I respect you for not voting for me because I fucking bullshitted you and you could tell.
This season began as a little bit of a witch hunt for a straight man to eliminate. However, you all found out pretty quickly that a straight man here did not exist. But this led to our explosive first elimination of the season.
I'm a homosexual. This may turn the tide in my favor. I'm willing to suck a dick on cam if you guys need me to prove it.
Putting on that wig, I'm living.
So first of all, I'd like to say that I am straight. No, just kidding. I played the first round and had so much fun that I was like, I absolutely, under no circumstances, can be voted out right now. So I think A Fight or Flight is a perfect title for the show because that is what it triggered within me. And I said I would suck a dick on camera for everyone. And I don't think I would have said that if the stakes were not as high as they were in my brain in that moment.
Honestly, I think a better title for the show is Girls versus Gays, but that was what it was in essence.
Except I was never included in the girls' conversations, but, not to spill any tea or anything.
But you were in with the gays.
But I
wasn't. Work.
The wheel's going around. I honestly think it's gonna land on Ayana.
My name is about to be hit.
Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras, dead ass. I think for me, my wheel being the first wheel of the season and also being in the first round, it was very surprising to have it brought out because I don't think that was on anyone's mind going into that vote. And, just it being by random, there's always the fear that you're going to be out because no one wants to be out on the first round. So it was really gut wrenching to see. And the little confetti around my name did not help. It did not make me feel better about it. So I would have worked on the styling a little bit.
If anyone remembers recalling all the way back, there was a third nominee, which was Joe, that first round. And then when we revoted, it became Owen and Callie. There were 2 votes for Joe, actually, that caused this. And they were Wendy and Claire. Wendy ended up voting out Owen and Claire voted out Callie, which tied it again. And thus we went to a wheel. So I'm going to throw it to Claire and Wendy to kind of say what was going through your mind with that vote. And could you have imagined that stray vote would have caused so much chaos?
At the beginning of the game, I told myself I was going to vote for Joe because he said that my boyfriend wasn't spine tingling. But then Joe actually, I love him, it turns out. So that's kind of spine tingling. So Joe, I am sorry. And Callie, I'm sorry. And yeah, I'm breaking up with Ian and I'm going to try and be with Joe, I guess.
I'm afraid that's not going to work. The math ain't mathin'. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. She has $100. Do you really want to turn that down?
No, you have a point.
To preface, I have nothing against Joe, nothing against Owen. I think the first game, I really just didn't know who to vote for. So I just thought, Joe, why not? And then when Owen pulled out his wig, I thought that was hilarious. And so I thought, well, I gotta keep him. Maybe he'll, bring back the wig again. Now that I know that me and Claire were the ones that caused that chaos, I don't know. I feel kind of proud of myself.
But there was also a little baby feud that kind of existed in the first episode between Owen and Matt.
I came into this competition wanting to be subtle, wanting to be kind, and just wanting to stay in the background, at least for the first few eliminations. However, this first elimination ceremony pops up, and I cannot keep my mouth shut.
Owen, why do you think you're in trouble tonight?
Based on a lot of the people I met with, they said they wanted a man to go home, and they said they wanted a straight man to go home, and apparently they thought that was me. They were mistaken.
That's what you get for wearing a t-shirt.
Oh,
At least look nice. It's the premiere episode.
I mean, bold. Just say, what do you want me to wear, Matt? We're in a pandemic. Do you want me to go put on my tuxedo for the Zoom call? What have you got on? A dusty flannel? I mean, that's not a personal attack. It's just a fact.
Girl, it was the premiere episode. You had to look good. You had to make your first impression. And his first impression was straight. And so that's why he was on the chopping block. And he was like, why was I there? And I was like, it was because you didn't look your best.
But Bestie, you were in a flannel.
I was gonna say, should I have gone to the dusty flannel store so people would know I'm gay?
You got me there, gal.
But I also want to apologize to you because I think I made it way more of a thing than it should have been at all. But I really took that way personal, mostly because I didn't know you. And I was like, what the fuck? You're going to talk about my t-shirt? So that really festered in my soul and turned into this ugly monster.
I just want to say, I think my flannels are chic. Anyway, we needed to start some conversation. No one was saying anything. Everyone was just being very quiet. There was no honesty. I needed to bring honesty to the table. And really, that first episode is all about your first impression. And I think those people didn't give the best first impression.
And I want to say I absolutely love the fit tonight.
Thank you so much. I found it in my closet.
That's right where I found my t-shirt.
I realized that he was going to tell me which way he was going to go, keep or swap, and I realized that he was leaning towards swap. Because everyone's voting for him, so you're going to swap. And you think he's swapping too.
Yes. But I really hope you're on my side with this.
I do another kumbaya with Noah and Andres, and we just make sure that Noah's also on the same page. Because as long as Matt swaps and Noah swaps, then Noah's not going out. I am literally like 95% sure he's going to swap.
Matt and Noah have both decided to swap their votes.
The second Noah threw up swap, I knew it was all over that very second. Claire, I felt like was very real with me. And then I thought after the elimination, maybe I heard it wrong. I knew she was talking to the whole group. I knew she had many connections. And so I knew she was going to go far in this game. And I called it from my elimination that she was going to win the game. And so I have to say it there. I called it. Psychic Matt, call me now. I called the winner. If I just realized the whole trick of this whole thing, which was like, I could have realized it during it, I think I would have stayed at least one more week and then probably would have gotten the boot after that.
Something me and Joe talked about was we were surprised that you didn't reach out to us to plead your case. I'm wondering why you thought it was our responsibility to reach out to you when you were on the elimination block.
I thought I couldn't save myself, and I thought people made their decision already. Noah was Mr. Nice Guy. I thought there was no chance in hell that I would have gotten more votes, so why waste my time?
Gotcha. I just wanted to let you know it came across different. It came across like, oh, I don't want to talk to you, rather than thinking it was already.
Owen, I'm going to pick up on this just because this was also a feud you had with Miss Jasmine. Was it not?
I'll say something since we're chatting now finally after I've messaged you several times.
Several?
At least one. One is enough.
Apparently, Owen and I have a problem.
If we rewind, I messaged Jasmine last competition to chat before the elimination ceremony, and I got no response back. So when she says that everyone on the red team should say who they're voting for and blah, 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 and oh, why is everyone on mute? Well, I'm going to speak up and say you had your chance to know.
It was never a personal thing that I didn't answer Owen's message. Owen decided to turn this into a war.
I'll say that I've already talked to a few members of Blue Group about it, and maybe if you wanted to chat me, you could have known who we were voting for too.
So now we have beef for no reason.
I think there's a little bit of a reason. That was kind of specific circumstance. It was after that challenge that went slightly awry. We were all stressed out. So I think what that ultimately came down to was when Jasmine was like, oh, nobody wants to unmute and say anything. That kind of triggered something in me to be like, you had your chance. Like, I would have told you everything if you had ever talked to me.
6 men started this game, and 2 of them made it to the end, almost sat together. How did this, we're going to target all the men, translate to this?
Yeah, who wants to speak on that? Because it sure as hell was not me who contributed to it.
There's like a call with all the girls, so I'll tell them what they say after I talk to them.
Claire goes off to a different group chat that she says is the girls' group chat. So immediately I decide, well, obviously I should get on a call with the boys.
Okay, well, this is the last man standing.
Week 1, the girls are so open that they're like, let's get rid of the guys, let's get rid of the guys. And I'm like, okay, but there's only 6 of us, and now there's only 4 of us. I'm like, that can't keep happening.
So we all have to vote together, we have to, or else we're all gonna go. None of us are the first to be like, boys group, yeah, bros, but if all of the girls get together and start picking us off one by one, they certainly have the power to do so.
So no matter what you have going on the side, like, we cannot lose another.
We can't.
No,
me and Joe got smart and decided to band the remaining guys together, and we checked in with each other for a while, and then that wasn't sustainable, and then me and Noah.
That was on you though. You just stopped talking. I kept being like, you want to do this? You were like, sure. And then you did the other thing. And I was like, bestie, no girl.
I knew that Joe had to go because I knew you were loyal to Joe more than me. So I wanted you to be loyal to me anyways.
That was the midsection of the game, baby. We looped back in.
The point is that the idea of men, not sustainable.
I was such a whore for Joe and Andres. I was never going to be loyal only to women when those men were in the room. And I'm so sorry. And Ayana, I don't want to hear from you right now on this. I don't want to hear from you.
Wait, why don't you want to hear from her?
She's jealous about my relationship to Andres specifically.
That's true, yes.
Because
Yeah.
I call
He got
him my
you out,
boyfriend all the time.
Andres got you out.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not happy with him right now. Did I vote for him? Hold on a second. Did I vote for him in the end? Honey, no, I didn't. I voted for Miss Claire.
But look, to be fair, the profession of hag is a thankless one, okay? And that is the tea.
Tegan, you got me. That is very true. Not a single reward. Not even a thanks or
I gave you the boarding pass, damn.
No, that's actually true. Joe, I'm completely talking about Andres right now. I'm literally, this is all to Andres. I still love him so much. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
I saved you a couple times too. We really saved each other. Okay, it just.
I just
you
said
know.
I'm still a simp for you. Damn.
Oh, okay. I heard something else. Listen, I have bad listening skills.
Sebastian unfortunately couldn't be here tonight, but Sebastian was the winner of our quick math competition and he held a power known as the boarding pass. There was this big idea, let's get the power out of the game, that led to Sebastian's blindside, but little did anyone know that power was not going anywhere.
Congratulations, you have won the boarding pass. The power of the boarding pass will not be revealed until Final Four. Should you be eliminated prior to the Final Four, you must choose a player still in the competition to inherit this power.
Congratulations, Sebastian has passed on the boarding pass. Power to you.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jasmine has passed on the boarding pass power to you.
Oh my goodness.
Finally, I got something.
Having this power makes me feel really, really good.
Hopefully I'm here until the Final Four and I can use it.
This was kind of the season of cursed powers, that none of the powers really worked out for people, specifically the boarding pass. If you got it, your days kind of became numbered in a certain way. So the holders of this pass, do you want to speak to any of that?
I just want to say that that was the worst power ever for me because I fucking hate wheels. I was sad that CJ went out by a wheel, but I'm like, of course it's a fucking wheel. Of course it's not going to fucking work. But I'm really happy that it happened because the look on Claire, Noah, especially Noah's face when I pulled that shit out was priceless. I'm not gonna tell nobody. I'm gonna, let's see if maybe I can play Noah a little bit. Let's see if maybe Andres actually, decides to redeem himself.
I think it would have been smart to tell us.
No, because the look on your faces was worth it. Like
Okay,
y'all were like, oh fuck, like y'all really were losing your minds. I try to think of it logically. Like if Andres knew, then he was going to tell Claire. Claire would have been like, no, it didn't work, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to work. Vote for her. So like, what's the point of me telling you in the end? Listen, I know you were going to tell someone and I know Claire was going to be like, no, we got it.
I think we wouldn't have voted for you if we knew that you had the pass. Why would we have voted for you if we knew you had the pass?
Dude, Andres, what she did was genius. None of us fucking knew. And she had a 50% shot. She would not have had a 50% off. We would have done some weird shit. She's completely right.
There would have been nothing to do. We would
just
have just
said?
gone someone else out.
What did I just say? Andres was going to tell Claire and then Claire was going to be like, no, that just happened in real life. When the other thing that would have happened in front of all of your screens. So Andres, maybe you were wrong.
What happened to us? There was a time where the three of us were, look at us now.
Are you going to fight for your team's safety or fight for your own?
I'm going to fight for my team's safety. Thank you very much. I know that that's an opportunity that I'll instantly have 5 people on my side.
I'm sorry, Callie, but you have been eliminated from fight or flight.
I essentially just black out from rage. There's some truly shady shit going on, and I could have helped you out because I could have gotten you an extra vote later on.
Callie, do you know who flipped on you?
Well, now that I've watched the jury, it sounds like Noah did, which, is that true? Wait, on the blue team or the red team? Okay, I swore from the beginning it was Ayana.
You'd be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, girl, why'd you have it out for me? I was just
I
being this nice
know.
little girl, saving everyone. I was gonna save all y'all bitches. Oh, I was trying to also stir shit up. Come on, girl, why?
I know. I just was working with different people. I was working with people who mostly ended up on the other team, unfortunately. And I really didn't want to do it. And I regret it now, if that makes you feel any better.
I mean, I guess I've had time to get over it, but clearly I have not. So no, it's not okay.
That's valid too, yeah.
Is now a good time to say I also flipped? I voted you out.
Okay, I actually thought you might have too, and I was really pissed about it. This makes me very emotional, guys. I fell on my sword, and with that power, I could have given the vote to someone else, and my gameplay plan was to save someone else, but I didn't have the time, and I thought I had some loyal people, but I only had 2 loyal people, and it was Owen and Joe.
If I had my power at that point, I would have used it against you.
Well, okay, Anna, whatever.
I don't know what would have happened with that case.
Anna, we don't need Doug either.
What would have happened if the fight pass was used is it would have been a puzzle of the memory wall. It was a 50-piece puzzle, and whoever did it faster was going to stay in the game. So Anna and Callie, which one of you would win the puzzle?
Probably Callie, because I'm stupid.
Well, then, Anna, we would have been on this Zoom until like 1 a.m, because it would not have been me.
I think there were some huge ass personalities on the blue team, like Claire, Anna, Jazz, and Andres. We were gonna fucking flip someone in the end. Like we were like really adamant about like, no, we're gonna save our asses.
They were bullies.
Are you two really serious that you? I'm sorry for being aggressive right now. Are you two really serious? You want to vote in a block? We are bullies.
Ultimately, we
period.
did. Ultimately, I
That part.
had to issue an apology. Well, I think multiple after that because I did bully to flip that vote, Callie. So I'm sorry. We've talked about this. I'm very responsible for what happened to you in this game. And I'm sorry, but not sorry because the game went how it went, but I'm sorry, but I'm not.
Like, Kelly, we've established that everyone who got to the end were like liar and cheaters, and you're just a sweet woman. That's why. And so that's a great reason to go. Thank you, which is funny because I was totally ready to stab a bunch of people in the back. Not Owen or Joe.
You should have, Callie, you should have chosen safety for yourself.
Well, but the thing, yeah, I think the thing I was afraid of too was like I saw how tight that group was because I was in the blue group and saw that I was immediately targeted and was like, all these bitches have to go because they're going to run this game. And you basically did.
Even though you went home that round, that was my death sentence as well because I waffled. So when you saved us, I felt like shit. I can't obviously vote Callie. So then I was sort of like, oh, taking the whole amount of time allotted to deliberate. And that clearly made Claire mad. I don't know if she wants to cop to that now, but the ladies chat, so to speak, what felt turned on when I was like, I don't know if I'm definitely going to vote out Callie. And when I took the whole amount of time, I think people got mad. They sort of stopped trusting me. And even though I voted in alliance with that chat, eventually I had already fucked it up.
Manhattan neighborhoods? Perfect. I've lived in Manhattan for 3 years.
Soho.
Bed-Stuy.
I couldn't believe my luck that he was stupid enough not to hear the full category.
Sarah, congratulations. You are the winner.
Nomination?
Sarah, that is correct. Congratulations, Sarah. You're the winner of this challenge. Andy and Sarah, congratulations. You are both safe this round. You won 3 competitions in a row, whether that was like on purpose or not. Talk to me about what it was like coming in and winning all these games.
Anthony, I don't think it's a stretch to say that if this were 90% games and 10% politicking, I might have been at the end. I love games. I continue to love games. I'm pretty good at them. And that did not serve me well. That was actually what got me out. But I think I showed, what I'm made of. And I'm coming in here as an unknown. So that's all I could really do.
Your spot was the one that was stolen from the jury. Had you been part of this jury, you sat through the speeches tonight, who would you have voted for?
Oh, well, this is a crazy answer because the person that was single-handedly responsible for me leaving is who I would have voted for because ultimately I'm a simp for villainy. I think Claire was the best seasoned villain we could have hoped for. I think it's fascinating to watch all the backs she did stab. And I think, I admire it. I see why she voted me out. She never told me she wasn't going to vote me out. And I respect it.
First of all, Callie, I'd like to say how wonderful it is to see you once more, and you look stunning.
Thank you. You too.
I'm obsessed with you.
I'm obsessed with you.
As soon as you left the game, I was like, you know what? Is this even fun anymore? But I love you. I guess my biggest question is for Sarah, actually, because you had the power to keep some people safe, and I was surprised when you picked Andy over Callie.
What I'm surprised about is Andy. I mean, I don't think anyone was even thinking of voting out Andy.
I just want to know why.
I was in a very tight alliance with Andy and Jasmine, and I didn't think Jasmine really needed it. I also didn't want to make that alliance more obvious than it already was. I was panicking. So I chose Andy and you and Joe because I was like, these are people that I feel like I get their vibe and I like their vibe. Callie I had less FaceTime with, so that's who I chose in the end. I guess a lot of my choices early on come down to me not being very savvy about the game. So I was just kind of going with my gut, and that's how it shook out, really.
Word on the street is, Ayana, that, your name was in everyone's mouth as a big threat. I kept hearing it from you, and then all of a sudden...
Don't call me out like that.
But you were right. You were obviously right, because you were, in the top foes.
Call you out for putting on blast, but Joe, you were bringing up Ayana a little bit, babes. Andres, Ayana, you are obsessed, love. It was the two of you.
I don't remember ever putting out her name. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I did on the forum, but not actually in the groups.
I had people tell me that other people were talking about me. I wasn't making it up.
At one point, I'm like, okay, I'm hearing Ayana's name, but not really. And then she was on the foe block, so I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy.
I found Ayana's place on the foes really annoying to me. Not to comfort you, Andres and Joe, to be honest with you, but that's it wasn't adding up. How are you gonna put her down like that?
Well,
and
I'll say
you weren't doing shit to actually get her out. You were literally focusing on other things. So for me, it was just very disappointing that she ended up there, and everyone was shocked that Claire didn't. Not to say I wanted Claire to go home right then and there, but for me that was
I did
moment.
Okay, but if you're gonna put one person down for negative answers, obviously you're gonna put them down for most of the negative answers, so you don't affect too many people. So that's what I did. Ayana was the person I talked to literally the least in this game, aside from Callie. So that's why I did that.
Except for me, which you put dislike the most. So I was.
Well, I couldn't put Ayana because I love Ayana. Sorry.
Okay, so then why didn't you put him for more?
I distrusted you.
Ayana, you did vote for Andres on his birthday.
Listen, I knew that he was never going to get eliminated, and I knew that nobody else was voting Andres. So I was just like, okay, let me throw his name out on his birthday because I know he's not going to leave.
Why?
And it just felt
just
like the
me?
most morally. It just felt like the morally right thing to do for me.
I also want to answer this because I know there were some questions of why isn't Claire a foe? Claire dodged it by 1 point. Ayana, you beat her by 1 point. And, I know, Andres, you said you put Ayana's name a lot. You putting her down for one extra answer than you did could have been why Ayana was eliminated.
I want to take a moment and just loop back to Matt was talking about, the keeper swap, and he was, Noah's Mr. Nice Guy. And he missed 2 rounds later. That absolutely bit me in the ass because I was like, oh, if I'm worried about anything, it's that I'm talking to too many people and that it's going to reveal me as a friend and that I'm talking to everybody. And instead everyone was like, he's talking to everybody. He's a fake ass bitch. And I ended up on the faux side of the house. So the Mr. Nice Guy routine was not it.
Noah, I loved you, and you said you would align with me, and then I would not hear from you, and I knew you were talking to everyone, and I didn't trust. And then the 2 nice kids turned.
Callie, I can understand that absolutely, and I do want you to know you did continually say your 2 biggest allies were Joe and Owen. I never once voted for your elimination. I did keep my word in that regard. There were very few promises that I truly made and stuck to this game about who I would not vote against because votes changed very quickly. But you are one of the few that I can say definitively I did not vote to evict or eliminate from this competition.
Thank you. I misinterpreted something you said earlier. I believe you. We're good. I'm gonna shut up now.
Some kind of showmance is potentially blossoming between Andres and Owen.
I was really signaling to you guys what I was gonna do. Did you pick up on that at all?
No.
I also almost put you for
the most. It's just everyone else does.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. You only voted that you dislike me because everyone else dislikes me. That's exactly what I want to hear right now, Andres.
That was apparently very much the wrong thing to say.
Okay, have a good one.
I'm not really very surprised about this potential little something.
Owen and Andres, hate mans or show man?
What?
Apparently.
You caught me off guard there. First of all, I want to say, Andres, I absolutely have nothing against you personally. I'm just mad about the game. And I've made that very clear, and I'll say it again. You had literally no reason to fuck me over as majorly as you did on the Friend or Foes day. You could have easily unmuted your microphone and said, I am voting for friends, because we were all going to find out within the next 5 minutes of the game. So your choice to not say that just fucked me over for no apparent reason to me. And then you called me and said you thought everyone would dislike me the most, and that's why you put me. And I think that is no excuse, sister. I'm very sorry about it. So that's why I was furious at you, and that's why I couldn't vote for you in the end.
Okay, listen. I thought it was very clear that I was voting to save Blue when I was talking, and Claire got it and you didn't. I absolutely take your point that I could have just said it outright, but I don't know. I wanted to be less fucking
Claire, when did
obvious
you
for
get
the
that?
cameras.
No. Andres' whole thing is he'll say one thing to you and then he'll signal to you during the discussions at elimination that he's doing something else. That's how Andres plays.
Apparently it is. Sorry. Apparently it was stupid, but I thought you would get it. Claire got it. Noah got it later on in the game when I signaled CJ. So you were the only person in this game who didn't get my signals.
So I guess you dislike me.
Also my romantic signals.
Romantic or not, like birthdays are meaningless and ultimately childish.
Are we not gonna acknowledge that moment that just happened that I think may have been uncomfortable, that I want to harp on?
To discuss it further, in fact. I feel like there should be more conversation happening.
Wait, what?
Wait.
Did
I
you
want
really
to
not
mention
clock Andres being like, call me? Did you not clock that?
I ship it.
One more signal he did not.
Listen, Owen has followed me on Instagram, so
Okay.
it's irrelevant now.
Wendy followed me today, Andres. Am
Andres, go like
Wendy and I
Owen's
doing
right now.
something?
Well, I ship it, Noah. I ship it.
Now.
Andres, go post on your story you lip syncing to a love song, and then Owen, you got a love react.
Wait, Owen, I'm not sure if you caught that at all. Like when you were eliminated, Sir Andres boldly was like, "Call me at the end." It was
No, I certainly.
beautiful.
I'm gonna go
All right,
down.
call me after this, though. Just
I don't know what to say in this moment.
it's okay. I knew you didn't get it. It's fine. It was the heat of the moment. Whatever.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I was a
matter.
little more focused on my elimination, maybe.
Yeah, if you liked
Andres.
him so much, Andres, you could have sacrificed yourself that night, okay?
Or Andres, you
Listen,
can just call
sometimes
me
you have
instead.
What'd you say?
Listen, now he has $50. You guys can go to dinner.
I was gonna say, or you could call me instead, Andres. That was my
Listen, Noah, you were my crush a different game, but you were my ally this game, okay? Like, we had to keep it separate.
Tegan and Owen, really seems like a pair. Like there was love and friendship there, and this really tore it apart.
I can tell we're gonna be besties.
Okay, see, that's what I like to hear. I think so too.
Who do you think I put that I want to see myself in the finale with?
Who?
You, bitch.
Oh my god. My closest ally stabs me in the back. Owen voted for the Foes? I meant what I said. I'm not gonna campaign to get you out of here, but I can't guarantee my allyship at the same level. I hate to vote for Owen because he has been my friend in this competition, and I'm probably being stupid by even trying to throw someone else's name out at the beginning here and protect him, even though he did throw me under the bus. I decide that I'm gonna have to go with the group on this one. I'm pretty sure everybody but Owen is gonna vote for Owen.
It's definitely my biggest regret of the game not voting for friends. I think I would have been in the game a lot longer if I had. Tegan was my ally in the friend group, but her being in the friend group is what worried me. Because I was like, oh, me and Tegan talk really real to each other, but then my concern became she's doing that with everyone. So that kind of got me my head of being like, oh, she's everybody's friend, just as much as she is my friend. So then there was another complication, which was that we would have to read our lists out. I was scared that Joe would hear my list because under ally and realist and person I wanted to see in the top with me, I put Tegan for every single one of them, whereas me and Joe also had a close allyship, but I think the secrecy of me and Tegan's allyship was what really was the driving factor behind that. So I was worried I was going to read them all out and Joe was going to somehow not lose the challenge and stay in the game and be mad at me and not trust me. So anyway, I really flubbed the whole ordeal. But I wouldn't have if Andres voted with us.
I truly considered Owen to be my closest ally in the game up until that point. And even that, look, like I love Joe. Like that is the tea. Like, you know what I mean? But in that situation, he was positioned against me. And I was like, I am not going to risk that. And I literally told Owen, I was like, girl, I was like, don't even worry. Cause I was like, if you like vote friends, like you and me, like we're going to get Joe out together. I was like, it's no tea. Like, I felt like I really put it all on the line. And when he betrayed me, that really did hurt me. But then I was a fucking sucker. You know what I mean? Because then I shot myself in the foot the next week when it was the 5 of us in that group and we had to decide who to go home. And I should have just shut my mouth. But like, I still had such a soft spot for Owen that I was like, bitch, Andres, you go home. Like, you know, and I also feel like that definitely was a very negative turning point for me in the game because Andres and I had a shaky alliance at that point where we were like on okay terms. And that 100% ruined any chance of us ever like working together in the future, which is why I knew when Claire threw my name in the ring the next week, I was like, ooh, it's over for me. So it's what it is, you know?
So do you guys have any enemies yet?
Claire is someone that I definitely have an eye out for in this competition.
I'm really excited to play the game and I hope that we work together.
Claire is such a threat. Like she is really a puppet master.
Oh, you're a Taylor fan?
Yes, I'm a huge Taylor fan.
Okay.
Bitch! Now I know she's meant to be my enemy. I am so close to proving myself in this competition and getting out someone that I've been gunning for the entire game so far.
Do you want to make some kind of deal?
I'm not making a deal with the devil.
I'm not trying to eliminate you at all, and I would have thought to vote you out.
I did vote for you for a number of the negative categories, so I just want you to know, like, it wasn't personal. You're my biggest enemy.
You're telling me these things as a way to apparently be transparent, but really I think it's to cover your ass.
To Tegan, I'm sure this looks very aggressive. I know that I'm not working with you, and I also feel pretty confident that if the roles were reversed, you would have done the same thing to me.
I don't know if you'll tell me the truth, but do you want me out this round?
Yeah, so here's the thing is that I've never lied to anybody in this game, and I've never stabbed anyone in the back. I've always stabbed them in the front.
You know what? It is personal. And you know what else? I don't like you at all.
It's not personal for me. I don't dislike you. I would never say that about you because I don't know you.
You kind of started as frenemies, where it was like, is this a feud? Is it not a feud? Became a feud. And then, you know, afterwards, Tegan turned around and voted for Claire to win. I want to just throw the floor to you first.
Tegan, we immediately connected and I thought we had a secret little thing going on. And then after the friends or foes thing, when you pulled me into that chat and you're like, I actually think that we're enemies, I was truly jaw to the fucking, not even the ground, like underneath the earth. And then I think I asked you to your face privately, just like, do you not like me? Because people don't like me and I'm okay with that. And you said, no, I do like you. It's just for the game. And then later you said in front of everybody, Claire, I do not like you as a person. And it was humiliating, but also it really hurt my feelings. I called Anthony on Skype and I was like, I'm quitting the game because I don't like this feeling because it's like, it's COVID. You're one of the first people I've met recently who I don't know. And so to have such a negative reaction to just me was really hurtful, but I get it. So anyway, I don't have any hatred towards you. So I'm sorry for whatever I did that made you dislike me. And I do think that if we met in real life, we would probably like each other.
I came into this game with a vendetta from a game that we played like months ago, in which I felt like you got me out and I was so mad. So I came into this game knowing I was like, Claire is the one to beat. She's the smartest one. And I know she's ruthless. And I know that she'll say something to you on one hand, but you can't always trust her. So it was one of those things where, like, to be completely truthful, I was happy you reached out to me in the very beginning to be my ally, but I was always gunning for you because I felt like I needed to get revenge. Unfortunately, the friend or foe round fucked up my game. But my reasoning was like, the week before when you and I were the top 2 for the cup game, you used your shield against me and I used my shield against you. So I thought there was some common understanding that we had an uneasy alliance where, like, we had respect for each other, but we both kind of didn't trust the other person. So when I was putting all of that stuff in my survey after that week, I was like, I feel like this makes sense. And I think there absolutely was a miscommunication when I called you that week that really led to the downfall. But look, the bottom line is you did what you had to do. And when it came to that week where you won the challenge, ooh, girl, like when I tell y'all, I was literally sitting there as we were waiting that round. I was like, okay, no matter what happens, if Claire doesn't win the challenge, like, I'm safe. When it was announced that she won the challenge, I shit my pants. Like, I was like, it's over for me. I was like, I knew it. I was like, it's over for me. And it was. And look, we talked that week. I called her up and I was like, you're trying to get me out. She was like, I sure am. And like, it was real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was 100% real. And she was like, I think you would do the same for me. Truth. Like, do you know what I mean? 100% I would have done the same thing if I was in her shoes. So I couldn't really be mad. When it came to that tense moment right before the elimination, the truth of the matter is, I do think we would get along in real life because I actually feel like this weird kinship with you. I feel like we're actually very similar. I just package myself a little differently sometimes, especially when I meet new people. But I feel like I'm a pretty harsh person when, like, it actually comes down. Anthony knows that. Like, when it really comes down to it. And I felt like I made such a strong case for myself. I probably shot myself in the fucking foot when I came for you like that in that moment. And I knew that, but I was just like, I felt so upset being like, damn, because you just came for my neck. And like I said, it was warranted, but it stung. And it was just not how I saw things playing out for myself. And when I said, like, it was personal, I can't backtrack because I don't regret what I said. Honestly, I don't regret what I said in that moment. I don't regret the way that I responded. That was me being like, it's personal because I don't know you outside of this game. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that was my thought process. Like, girl, of course, like, if we meet outside of fight or flight, I have 100% nothing against you. But I was like, in the context of this game, I was like, you came for me. Like, it's personal. It bothered me in that moment that you were being like, oh, well, like, I hope like, I like you and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, you really, like, you basically got me out. I genuinely do apologize if I hurt your feelings like that. That's absolutely was not my intention. And I'm sorry if it really hurt you because I did not want it to be like that. You're a worthy rival in my eyes. When I look at this whole group, like, no tea, like, you were always the person I was like, she's the one to beat for me. And you got me, girl. And that's why I have mad respect for you at the end. And that's why I had to give my vote to you.
But like the shield thing, I just feel like sometimes you love someone so much that they're going to destroy you. And that's how I felt about you and why I shielded you from me, but also Sarah. Like, I just loved you so much. I knew you were going to destroy me. And that's why I got you out. And finally, Tegan, I'll unblock you on Skype because ultimately I did block you after that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I think we should vote for Andres. Like, I want to vote for you.
In Andres's defense,
overall, like, I must admit that Andres has been quite honest with me this whole game.
Andres is worth keeping around.
He is my favorite man.
Can somebody give me some context here?
Tegan, I know you kind of aired this frustration of like, what is it about Andres that has everyone protecting him?
Like, when I think back to the very beginning, I know that a couple people were saying things that first week, but I specifically know that I was one of the people who, when we were all like, oh, who are we going to vote home round one? I was like, y'all, like, we're going for the men. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, female supremacy, like, that's the tea. That's the way things go. And I did not know about pre-existing relationships because I don't know any of y'all like that. So when we got to the blue team, for me, I was like, you know, I just don't have a connection with Andres like that. I didn't know that he was going to be defended to that level. So yeah, I was happy to throw him out then. And I was happy to throw him out the other time too. And Andres, I know like we talked and I think that we were both just definitely on different wavelengths. And obviously it worked out for you in the end. But like this bitch has a lot of fans. Like, and that is just the motherfucking truth, you know, like he has a lot of people who have his back. And at the end of the day, it was all to his success because every single person who defended him when I threw his name in the ring wound up in the jury.
And some of the people who defended him the strongest, he absolutely...
Let's say more on that while we're there, because that was a big thing between Jasmine and Andres during the friend or foe week. And I think Andres, like maybe I'm like projecting wrong, but from what I gathered, that was a big influencer for you to go with the friends.
Andres, remember back in the blue team, when I did throw you under the bus immediately and Jasmine literally leapt to your defense. I was ready to literally vote you out then and there. She not only led the campaign to save you, but she convinced me that you were an ally worth having.
I definitely saved the friends mostly because of Jasmine. It was really hard navigating this game, having pre-existing relationships. I was really worried about people thinking that I had strong ties to people. So that's why I wasn't working super, super closely with Jasmine at the beginning of this game. But then she swept in to defend me against Tegan, and I was scared about that. And then Anna later in the game was also staunchly on my side, and people noticed that. And I was just like constantly trying to figure out how to like not put the target on my back, even though I definitely have friends in this game.
He may have made the stupidest move in fight or flight history when he nominated himself and ultimately got himself eliminated from the competition.
The first one I'm gonna pick is Brown.
That's Anna.
I really thought I could put my trust in Jasmine and she'd make the right decision, and alas, it was not.
The second one I'm gonna pick is... At this point, my brain is panicking. I don't know where anyone's is. I'm just freaking out and I don't remember anything. Blue.
That's Jasmine.
Oh.
What?
Fuck, I've totally fucked this up. And then, so now I'm like, should I just pick Claire? Should I just pick Claire? The third one I'm gonna pick is Red.
And that's yourself, Joe.
Oh, Joe. That from day one, I let every single person here know that I was stupid. Was it really that much of a gag that I can't read? The time comes and what I was gonna do, because my target of the week was Andres. What I was gonna do was don't look shocked, Miss Girl. Put that.
No, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked.
Pick that jaw right back up. No, okay. So what I was gonna do was I was gonna pick two houses that I didn't know who were they behind, because the only people I didn't know who they were behind was myself, Noah, and Andres. I was gonna pick two right away. If Noah and Andres were picked, then I was gonna pick Brown and I was gonna pick Anna. That way I'm clear. Anna's a pawn. I could try to get Andres out. If Noah goes home, oh well.
Smart. Too bad it didn't work.
But if I picked myself in one of those first two picks, then I knew where the other two were. So if I put myself up against Noah and Andres, hopefully I would be safe. But then I picked Anna first by accident and I went, well, I fucked up. And then I just didn't remember where Jasmine's was. And I was like, oh, Jasmine, I misread blue for brick. And I was like, oh, Jasmine's brick. So I could say blue. And then Jasmine came up and I went, oh, I guess it wasn't brick. And I came up. And I went, for fuck's sake, I should have just picked silver. I should have just picked Claire's.
Joe, you were unfortunately eliminated because Anna could not compete due to her wisdom teeth. And then Anna basically left the game.
That pissed me off so much. I was like, girl, let me play. Now, Anna, now bestie. Yeah. You couldn't have done that maybe 2 days earlier. You know, you couldn't have felt the pain. Like, ooh, ow, toothache. That would have been great. I would have loved that.
The drugs hadn't worn off then. But I was feeling good for most of that. Yeah, that is my one regret in the game. I think Joe was a fantastic player. I kind of wish that maybe it kicked in earlier so Joe could play ahead. And goddamn it,
I'm glad Joe went out when he did. Sorry.
Fuck you, Andres. I've had it with you.
So poetic that you did it yourself. Like you said, everyone had been gunning for you for so many rounds, and then you eliminated yourself. Like, that is a boss bitch move, and you accomplished that. So, like, in a way, you really did.
Come on, Benzilla Creme. Okay.
Jasmine, why'd you vote against me when you told me to my face that you would vote for me to stay?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's like one of the only times I lied in this game. And when I talked to you, like how Noah said earlier, when I talked to you, I thought I was gonna vote for you. And then I talked to Joe, and we had a newly formed kind of thing going at that point. So yeah, that's why. I do regret lying to you though. So I'm sorry for that.
At least you confessed to it. I wouldn't have known if you didn't bring it up after.
Well, actually, I brought it up. I said, Jasmine, who'd you vote for?
Sweet man, that's why I voted for you. You're a winner in my heart.
The only one, basically.
Also, to loop in Noah, it seemed kind of the consensus that Noah was out that round. And Anna.
So yeah, no, truly, I should not have survived that week. I knew I was going home that week. I started, hopping into calls and campaigning for myself, and then everyone was like, "Oh, so like you haven't heard?" And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "No, like Anna like definitely needs to leave. Like her face is not having a good time. She needs to go." And I was like, "Okay," because meanwhile I'm like, Anna has a power, we don't know what the power is, and I'm like launching into these phone calls for like several minutes. That was my second wind. That is the only reason I survived to final 3, and I can say that with damn certainty.
I kind of want to take a quick second to talk about the demise of this ladies group chat. I know not all the ladies in this group, as Callie said, were included in it, but this seemed to be like a big group of numbers that was kind of dominating the game, and it all kind of came crashing down. But what is the rise and fall of the ladies group chat?
One major thing was Sarah going home, because that was the first kind of betrayal within that group chat that happened. And then I also think that Anna going home was a huge loss, just in terms of like numbers and loyalty. Everyone was always aware that Claire was in other group chats, because you knew when you started a chat and she wasn't in it for like 7 or 8 minutes, it's like, that's because she's talking to the boys. So it was already like, we all knew that it was happening, and like I was very aware, like it's coming to an end, like things are going to start getting dicey, things are going to start getting uncomfortable within this group chat. And I think that like once we really got dwindled down to like 3 plus Claire, it very clearly started to get more cutthroat, like as I was a victim.
CJ and I immediately noticed that. And Jasmine, honestly, when you chose safety for Claire, that kind of also was like, okay, we can't keep depending on the girls' chat. Like something else is going to happen.
The ladies thing where CJ's like, oh, Claire would come 7 or 8 minutes late. Then it became a thing where I would call you guys and like be staring at myself, waiting for like one person to join so I could get more information. So it was just interesting the way that things flipped towards the end, which is
because we knew that you were waiting to get more information to go report back. So
yes,
it was like, let's get our story straight before we go let's figure out exactly what little bits.
Because you guys knew that you would tell me something and I would immediately tell Andres and Noah, and you guys knew that. And so it's okay. Like, I'm just saying that it was funny to me because I felt the same way where I was like, oh, I'm such a shithead. They know that I'm late because of this, especially during the Sarah vote. And then later, it was just literally me staring at myself like I just really fucked this line. So
shocked. And now I'm feeling stupid that I'm shocked.
Oh! I'm gonna kill you, bitch. I'm gonna kill you. I cannot.
That's my girlfriend right there.
I thought I was gonna win. Oh my god. I've been bamboozled.
I did see like Claire like wanting to keep you in, because I do think had that power not existed, it was very possible that Noah was going and Claire could have flipped. But Jasmine, you seemed very, very blindsided. So I kind of want to talk about that moment.
Oh my gosh, you guys had sent me. I thought I was gonna win. Like you all thought I was gonna win, and I thought I was gonna win too. So obviously you guys have already said, like, I got clocked pretty early on for having a strong social game. And also, yeah, Claire pointed it out, I think one time. It was like a conversation, I think me, her, and Andy, and she just like very candidly told us about like her opinions on our games at that moment. And something that she was saying to me is like, you have like a target on your, like, you're a threat, obviously. And I was like, oh, I thought I had been kind of laying low a little bit, but it's like at this point, like, okay, I see faces from the two people who I love most. I can't with you two fucking bitches. Don't even unmute. I don't want to hear it from you. I don't want to hear it from either of you. So anyway, I was like, I'm working with Joe now. Cute. Like, I have y'all bitches, like, it's over. Like, I'm in the ladies chat getting my cake over here. I'm talking to Joe over here. I'm still working on Claire. Claire's not giving in to me. We go on, and that's why I gave Claire the safety. So when Claire eventually, like, after the safety, like, we had that real alliance, I was like, it's over. It's done. Claire and I are going to take this game and it's done. It's over for you bitches. So that's really where the blindside came from. I really thought, like, if Claire will do this with me, like, I think that we could, you know, trick people, betray people, and it would be like fun to do that. And so that's why I started behaving that way. That's why I like was going against CJ like that. I really like got way too comfortable with that alliance. So that's really where the blind side of it all came from. I also was really cocky. No joke. I was walking around that whole week before. And I had just won a competition recently too for the first time ever. I literally was like, I'm winning. Like, it's over.
It was hard though, because right before my elimination, I had talked to Noah and he flat out was like, we're getting Jasmine out the next round. Like, it's looking bad for her. Like, she is going out. And I was trying to call her to tell her, like, they have an alliance, it's strong, like, they're going, like, we cannot let our numbers diminish. And it was kind of like a domino effect, like, just boom, they just knocked us both out in like one fell swoop. And like at that point it was like decided. I feel like final three was like done.
Wait, can I just say this really quick? Like, y'all, the best moment of this whole game for me was CJ and Jasmine coming into the jury chat. And when I tell you, like, CJ read Jasmine for her whole life, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
And Jasmine had no choice but to sit there and take it because she was completely in the wrong.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting round. I went into it thinking like, oh yeah, like this, I'm worried about Andy. Like, I'm concerned about Andy.
Which was correct. That was correct.
Yeah, no, it was correct. But this is where it's gonna get funny. And I'm gonna start off by saying you're a clown. You're a clown, and you should have a big red nose because you're a clown. I learned from Noah that they're planning to get Jasmine out the next round. I try to call Jasmine, but I assume Jasmine's too busy on the phone learning about this flip to vote against me for me not to warn her that she's the next out. So for that, you are a clown and you deserve your big red nose. You thought you had a friend and you actually were a patsy. So enjoy that. Welcome to the jury.
The way I was screaming.
Oh, Jazz.
Jasmine is one of my favorite people on this planet, and I love her so much. And I was just very upset, and I was like, let's do it for TV. Let's go.
There's something really funny about this game where I really walked in thinking being liked and being y'all's friend was gonna work for me, and in reality, y'all hated on me for it from day one, and actually no one wanted me to win, no one was rooting for me, and y'all had nothing, no like positives for me, and you just saw me as a threat and you didn't want to work with me, and I'm sorry, but I'm petty, and that's, my feelings got hurt by a lot of you, and that's how I feel, sorry.
I have to push back on that. Just gently. Just need to gently.
You're right. It's very
so the fire is there. I was very much like, and the confessionals will show, I was very much playing a group game and like trying to protect and advance you. I even told Claire, like, Noah wants Jasmine out, so therefore I am going to try to vote no. If I make it to later, I am going to vote Noah out rather than voting out you, because it's better for my group game to vote out Noah, even though it would be better for my individual game to vote out Claire.
I personally just liked the way you were playing. Someone was like, how are you going to win? And I was like, I'm not. I just want Jasmine to win. So like genuinely, like I am sorry for the way things turned out, but I was rooting for you and that wasn't fake.
I do think that Claire absolutely really wanted to save you in that vote, and she absolutely would have if she could have, but then it was the power that I had that got in the way. But I kind of want to ask you, if you had survived that week over Noah, like, wouldn't it have been you, Andy, and Claire against me?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so I didn't make a mistake in
You
voting
didn't.
yes.
No, the final would have been Jasmine and Andy. You guys would have taken us out. It was just like we were chill. Like I was chill with that in that moment when I made that agreement with you. But it just would have been so fucked because like everything would have just gotten really, really messy and fucked up.
Okay. Also, just the last thing, Jasmine, I love you more than like anyone in this game. And I knew it wasn't smart for me to use that power, but I still offered to you to use that power on you.
Okay,
and
wait,
you
wait.
said to me, you said to me, wait, no. You said to me, you would use it on me. And so that's why I didn't use it.
No.
And then you were surprised that I didn't use it.
You
were surprised. You were like, where's the power?
Jasmine, I was there. You did say that.
No,
You
I did. No,
tell
so,
us that.
so here's what you're not hearing here is that I did say that at one point, and then I went later to him, truly 30 seconds, me and him alone, 30
Longer.
seconds before we went back, and I said, Andres, please use it on me. And he said, he was like, the damage is done, like it's over for you. So yeah, no, I did. I was a mess. I ruined my own games, like similarly to Joe. Iconic.
Yeah, Jasmine, just out of curiosity, what were you hoping to achieve by saying that?
What was bothering me about it was that we wouldn't need to be in this situation if Andres would agree to vote Noah out. And so
Yeah, that was fair. That was fair.
It was just like, why are we even talking about using the power? Like we don't even have to be thinking about me being eliminated because we could just not vote me out. That's where I was coming from. And because he was being upfront about it. Oh, we also had just made a deal about 20 minutes earlier where I was like, hey, I'm not going to vote for you, and I'm going to vote my very strong ally who's been protecting me in this game, and I'm not going to vote for you, so you don't do it to me. So emotions were high, and I said something stupid that absolutely couldn't have served me less.
After Jasmine's elimination, you lost CJ and Jasmine back to back. You were alone in this game. I saw a new Andy.
And I'm gonna tell you right. No, I'm not done talking. I got a knife in my hand. That's how fucking pissed I am. You guys not only got out one of my friends, you got two of my friends out, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Noah, if you do not get Claire out next, I will not vote for you for jury because I know I'm not gonna make it. If you help me get her out next, I will vote for you when you make it to final two. I straight up was like, I hate it here. I hate all you bitches. Fuck this. I don't want to be here. It's not the betrayal. It's just the anger that Claire just straight up was like, gonna be the three of us. Oh my God. I'm like, I don't believe you. But, Jasmine believed. And that's kind of how it went for many rounds. Jasmine believed you. So, okay, Claire, fine. Let's go. These motherfuckers were here top 4 with me. Why the fuck would I trust them when my girl Jasmine is gone? No, it's done. It's over. I became a straight up bitch and I did not give a single fuck. I was like, if I'm going to leave, I'm going to leave strong. I'm going to tell them how it is. After top 6, I was staring at my Skype like, who the fuck am I going to talk to now? Like myself? Like I can't fucking record a video of me talking to myself. So yeah, that's kind of how that went.
You literally scared the shit out of me that round. Like like Anthony said, like you had a fire like you never had before. There were several times in this game where you were ready to go and you were suddenly like, I have a goal and it is to get Claire out. I honestly didn't know what you had planned after that. So I was just fucking terrified of you. I will say I was probably wrong, clearly, because I lost against Claire, but yeah.
Like I told you.
If Andy would have sat next to Claire, Andres, or Noah in the end, who was voting for Andy? Yeah, because I heard a lot of Andy.
Noah, what the fuck? I'm the only reason you got this far.
To Noah and Andres, obviously you came very, very close to the crown, just fell short of it. Any regrets, or do you stand by the decisions you made?
I definitely have regrets, but at the end of the day, I voted for Andres in this last round. It was one of those weird things where I was like, I played with Andres arguably more from the beginning than Claire. So I did have just a little bit of an edge towards Andres. And essentially what it came down to is if I had to lose in this game, I wanted to lose to Andres because Claire did play the stronger game. So it came down to maybe that last choice, whether I could have those 4 seconds might have come in my favor when it came to Andres. I don't know, but ultimately Andres and Claire in particular played damn good games and I'm impressed.
clearly I made a mistake keeping Claire in this game. I knew she played a good game. Because I'm a fucking emotional idiot, was like, I want to be next to the person who played the next best game to me, not realizing she very possibly could have played a better game than me. And I had a hard time answering those questions, and she did not. And so that was clearly a mistake. Noah wanted to get her out instead of Andy. I should have listened.
That's what I was gonna loop back, is that Andy did bring up that elimination of Claire, and I
think you both, I will say, I think you both could have pushed a little harder. I was definitely thinking about it. I really think that if Andy had told me that she had that power, I would have voted for Claire.
Girl, you were a force to be reckoned with. But sometimes when you burn too quickly, you go out. Wait, that didn't make any fucking sense. Hold on.
So I know this announcement is dramatic, but I kind of have no idea what's going on.
Entering this round today, I'm do not know what just happened to my voice.
What was your impression of me?
My impression? I mean, my impression was that you had a lot of history and baggage with certain contestants. Sorry.
If we're being completely frank, like, I think we are trying to save Callie a little bit. I frankly have so few allies in this house. So frankly, I don't necessarily know where you stand.
Frankly, if there was someone I could see out of this game, it would be CJ.
I frankly, that's better. Me too, frankly. I was like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. I'm gonna be frank. I was frankly expecting $0. Frankly, it's top 4 now. Frankly.
Someone said your name, and then everyone was just like, well, someone said anybody, but then other people said Callie. So I feel like half of the group I haven't even spoken to, so everyone there could be saying, you know, my name or Greg, and he's not even playing. So yeah.
Who's Greg?
I just made up a name. I'm sorry.
You're frozen.
Oh, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Are you using Safari?
This is what I need. I am using Safari. Should I be using Chrome instead?
Yeah, if you have anything but Safari, you should never use Safari for anything. What's up, dude? How old are you?
Someone told me to switch off of Google Chrome and to use Safari. So
that's crazy.
Okay.
That person was
Let me flip to Google Chrome.
Noah, your Wi-Fi put up a good fight, but now it's time for it to
Oh, no one's here. Never mind.
If I die,
It's breaking up. It's your fear is coming true.
We just heard if I die. Like just
Oh, and I'm alone. So that's fun. Hi, Anthony. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm sitting here alone in the VIP. No one's talking to me right now, but that's fine.
But it wasn't, but that's cool.
Tegan, your sound is a little funky.
Yeah. It's my AirPods.
There we go.
My little Timothy Chalamet AirPod case.
Hello? Did my Wi-Fi give out?
Is Claire frozen? Oh,
No, I'm here. I have some slogans for you guys if you just want to insert them at any time in the episode. I could not believe it. Eat my butt, Buttercup. Love is love.
I hate wheels. Like, I'm done with the wheel.
No, the wheel traumatized us with CJ's exit.
Out the gate,
my heart.
the wheel became
That's absolutely insane. How can a wheel be racist?
I think I should get filler here.
strategy. No. My strategy this entire game has been no strategy.
Ooh, girl, I got a burp. Sorry. Oh, it's like stuck. Okay, never mind. It passed.
Can't believe it's taking this long.
Oh my gosh, Callie, take another drink of that because it looks like your face is really small in the bottom of the cup.
Every time I go to my job and I don't have a bra on, that's when my titties decide to become pendulous. Like, that's when they're like, let's just swing. Like,
I look naked. I need to like get my hair out of the way. Basically, hold on, because I can't remember what happened. I need a second to remember what happened. What happened with Chance? Yeah, but I didn't get it. Okay, that's why I don't remember. Although it gave those of us who chose,
Say hi, everyone. This is Charlie.
Sir Charles.
Say hi, Ellie.
Hola, mamá. Es que yo soy muy linda y bella.
es que yo soy una niña hermosa, 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 que me van a poner en la televisión para que todos me vean.
Hopefully Anthony puts you on TV, babes.
I need this money to feed my son.
No, he just bit me.
It was a picture of an apple with a bite out of it, and then it was the bug from The Bug's Life, and then Lee jeans, and then the picture of him.
I haven't watched The Bug's Life, but I think it's probably just apple bottom jeans.
Okay, that's what I thought too, but then I was like, why would he be the last picture though?
And I did go through the IMDb page, and there didn't appear to be a character named Bottom. So I really...
Damn.
Claire's gonna vote you out, stupid motherfucker. No, what? Not me, okay? Like, we have a little pact over here, so, you know, we have y'all fooled. Look how foolish you look thinking that this little plan you're cooking is even gonna happen.
Squirting.
Is it the hour where everyone just finally starts flirting with each other?
Who do you want to
They're all
flirt with?
hot. Yeah, who do you want to flirt with?
Sarah
Sarah's
does.
still here, bitch. Sarah's still here.
Sarah, what? There was not a question.
Wait, I also had a crush on Sarah. Was it that just ubiquitous?
I fucking knew it. Claire, that's a funny way of showing it, Claire.